Tonight, in our coverage, Chrystia Freeland pledges to dismantle the Canada Revenue Agency unit accused of unfairly targeting Muslim charities if elected Liberal leader. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. This is Muslim News Canada on Muslim Network TV. I'm Aisha Ashraf. Canada is set to host a G7 foreign ministers meeting in Quebec's Charlevoix region from March 12th to 14th. The gathering will focus on key global challenges. Foreign Minister Melanie Joly says Canada is committed to working with G7 partners to promote peace, security, and prosperity worldwide. The ministers will discuss major crises, including the war in Ukraine, tensions in the Middle East, and conflicts in Africa and the Americas. The meeting will also address broader security and economic stability, including links between Indo-Pacific and Euro-Atlantic regions. The G7, an informal forum of Italy, Canada, France, Germany, Japan, the United Kingdom, and the US, aims to strengthen international cooperation. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has reaffirmed Canada's unwavering support for Ukraine. Trudeau says Ukraine's fight extends beyond sovereignty to preserving global stability. He condemns Russia's invasion as a deliberate violation of international norms and a threat to global peace. Trudeau's comments come during discussions with European leaders led by French President Emmanuel Macron. The meeting addressed U.S. President Donald Trump's outreach to Russia. Trudeau says there is a need for continued collective action to support Ukraine and maintain international rules that prevent aggressive territorial expansion. The Russia-Ukraine war began in February 2022. It has led to widespread casualties, mass displacement, and severe international sanctions on Russia. Ukraine continues to resist with Western military aid, while Russia maintains control over occupied territories. For now, the conflict remains unresolved. Former Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland pledges to dismantle the Canada Revenue Agency's Research and Analysis Division if elected Liberal leader. Freeland has cited concerns over its discriminatory auditing of Muslim charities. Critics argue the agency's Research and Analysis Division unfairly targets Muslim organizations under terrorism financing investigations. Reports show 75% of Muslim-led charities losing their status between 2008 and 2015. Studies from the University of Toronto's Institute of Islamic Studies have identified structural biases in the audit process, reinforcing claims of systemic discrimination against racialized charities. Freeland plans to replace the Research and Analysis Division with an independent oversight body to ensure fair audits. She says she will implement these measures before the next federal election. Her announcement comes amid strained relations between the Liberal Party and Muslim communities, exacerbated by the government's stance on the Israel-Hamas conflict. In November 2023, Muslim Liberal donors withdrew financial support over the party's reluctance to call for a ceasefire. Liberal political staffers also protested by refusing to campaign in a crucial Montreal by-election, which the party ultimately lost. Freeland's leadership campaign has faced protests from pro-Palestinian activists, including disruptions at our campaign launch in Toronto. Meanwhile, leadership rival Mark Carney has gained strong backing. Carney has secured endorsements from key Liberal MPs, including pro-Palestinian voices, such as Samir Zubairi, Salma Zahid, and Shafqat Ali. The National Council of Canadian Muslims has welcomed Freeland's pledge. The group says there is a need for accountability and oversight in government agencies. It is calling on other candidates to commit to fair treatment for minority communities. 11 families from Gaza are suing the Canadian government over delays in visa processing under a special program meant to provide refuge from Israel's war on Gaza. The lawsuit represents 53 individuals, including 27 children, who remain in life-threatening conditions. Despite submitting complete applications early, none have received the required reference codes or responses. The program, set to close in April, has processed 4,782 of 5,000 available applications. Applicants face extreme hardship, including injuries, displacement, and lack of medical care. Some have witnessed airstrikes firsthand, and one was shot while searching for food. 5 adults fled to Egypt but remained there without legal status. The lawsuit compares Canada's response to past humanitarian efforts, highlighting quicker assistance for Turkish, Syrian, and Ukrainian refugees. A Palestinian-Canadian litigant, Mo, applied for visas for his widowed mother, 5 sisters, and nephew. His father died from lack of medical care, and Mo had to pay bribes to help his mother and 2 sisters escape to Egypt. They have not been admitted under the program and had to seek asylum instead. The families are asking the court to compel immigration officials to process their applications within 5 days. Pro-Palestinian demonstrators are protesting against the sale of Palestinian land in New York City. The news comes as a real estate expo in Brooklyn was promoting properties in occupied West Bank settlements to illegal Jewish settlers. The event was organized by Israeli firm Getter Group. Members of a far-right political organization, the Jewish Defense League, waved the group's banned flags. A pro-Israel protester allegedly attempted to burn a copy of the Quran. Some ultra-Orthodox Jewish residents joined the pro-Israel side, chanting hateful slogans in Yiddish. Hundreds of demonstrators led by the Palestinian Assembly for Liberation clashed with far-right Zionist groups, including Betar USA. Violence broke out as Free Palestinian protesters were harassed, kicked, and maced. 2 Free Palestinian demonstrators were hospitalized after being attacked. Experts are questioning the legality of selling occupied land. Palestinian resistance group Hamas has handed over 4 bodies of Israeli captives today under a Gaza truce and prisoner exchange agreement. The bodies were handed over to Red Cross representatives in Khan Yunis. Hamas claims the prisoners have been killed by Israeli forces. The group accuses Prime Minister Netanyahu of prolonging the war. Israeli analyst Akiva Eldar criticizes the government's handling of the situation, calling it stupidity. Adam Berger, an Israeli soldier recently released by Hamas, says the captives were allowed to observe Jewish traditions and were provided with prayer books. In the occupied West Bank, Israeli forces have killed 3 Palestinians after besieging a house in Al-Far'a refugee camp. Local media reports heavy gunfire and shelling. Authorities in Gaza say Israel is preventing the entry of 135,000 mobile homes, 500 bulldozers, and humanitarian aid promised in the first phase of the truce deal. Palestinian Health Ministry has updated its death toll to 61,709 since the onset of war. The new figure includes Palestinians buried under the rubble, confirmed dead. More than 111,000 have been injured. A new poll shows that 27% of Canadians now view the United States as an enemy, while 30% still consider it an ally. Another 27% see the U.S. as neutral. The survey was conducted by Ledger between February 14th and 17th. It reflects shifting attitudes amid economic tensions and political rhetoric. Experts say U.S. President Donald Trump's threats of tariffs and suggestions that Canada should become a U.S. state are influencing public perception. The poll included responses from 1,500 Canadians and 1,000 Americans. It does not have a margin of error due to its online methodology. While only 1% of Americans view Canada as an enemy, 56% consider it an ally. A significant majority of Canadians hold an unfavorable view of Trump, with 74% expressing disapproval. Conservative supporters are more likely to view the U.S. positively, with 48% calling it an ally. In comparison, 20% of Liberals and 21% of New Democratic supporters consider the U.S. a non-ally. Nearly half of Bloc Québécois voters, 47%, consider the U.S. an enemy. And now, As we head towards the blessed month of Ramadan 2025, we're introducing a new segment to keep you updated on the events happening in your city called Ramadan Events. Save this date. On February 23rd, the Ramadan Revival Conference brings an unforgettable experience to the Palacio Event Center in Mississauga. The event features renowned speakers and engaging activities. One lucky attendee will get a chance to win a free trip to Umrah. You can purchase tickets on dawadnet.ca. On the same day and venue, Muslim Network TV will be conducting auditions for hosts and reporters. To join our dynamic team, you can drop in for a quick audition from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. That's all from our Toronto studios. Thank you for watching Muslim News Canada. We are a community channel dedicated to bringing you stories you can trust. Please like, share, and subscribe to our content. You can also comment to let us know what you think of our coverage. You can donate now by visiting muslimnetwork.tv/donate. For more content, keep watching Muslim Network TV. Salam.